What up, guys, and welcome back to Thomas Reacts here on the 360 Experience with myself, Thomas Mabaso. Over the weekend, the Democratic Alliance held the Gauteng Provincial Congress where they elected a new leadership there in Gauteng. And I must say that this was a successful event. It really looked beautiful. And during this event, and I must say that the one person that really caught people's attention has to be Solum Simanga, because Solum Simanga has been re-elected as the DA leader there in Gauteng. So in this event, a lot of Democratic Alliance's leadership, they took this opportunity to actually canvas. You know, guys, it's already 2024, so leaders are going to take every opportunity that has been given to them to talk with their masses and actually tell the people what is it that their parties are bringing in 2024. So on this speech, Helen Zille was talking about red and blue, referencing to the economic freedom fighters and the DA, and actually emphasizing the fact that the South African future relies on the EFF and the DA. So let's hear what Helen Zille has to say, because this part right here, it really caught people's attention, and I must say that it's a bit viral.
So now, as we look at our great Gauteng cities, and I grew up in this one and went to school in this one, and we see them crumbling, it is literally heartbreaking. And every day, my heart and all the strength that I can send via Telstar goes to Celia Brink, who has the hardest job in the whole of South Africa. And when people in the ANC demand that the ANC veterans give the youth a chance, I say, just look at the DA and how many young people have the chance to climb the ladder and reach the top positions in the DA.
Talking about the ANC and the youth, the ANC, they've already gave the youth a chance, but you know the kind of leadership the ANC elected. You can see by the president of Youth League, you can see the quality of youth in the African National Congress. When you see these three parties, when you look at the youth, at the young people in the DA, and when you look at the young people in the EFF, and when you look at the young people in the ANC, it's very disappointing that the ANC is actually producing this kind of leaders. These people who can't even talk, they can't even articulate themselves, they don't even have a plan. The only thing that they want to do is to attack opposition parties. They don't have anything. They provide nothing to South Africans. It's actually disappointing to see that the ANC produces this kind of leadership. But after all, what can we say? Because it is the ANC after all, so it is expected for them to actually produce the kind of leadership that they are producing. They are producing poor quality of leadership. The ANC Youth League is poor quality there. There is no leaders there. There is no leaders within the ANC. So the ANC veterans, they were talking about the ANC should be given the young people within the ANC should be given a chance, but they gave young people a chance. You can see, just go there just go to Google or just go to YouTube and search the interviews of the ANC Youth League president. You can see the type of people they go to. You can see like these guys are pure ANC members. Starting from the youth, these ones are pure ANC members. No plan, no direction, nothing. Just insults. This is the kind of leadership that the ANC has produced for South Africa, man. It's an insult, basically. It's an insult to South African youth, looking at how, looking at the problems that are facing the youth today. The South African youth, they really need someone to go out there and fight for them, because they are facing so many problems all at once. You look at the unemployment rate, you look at our health care, you look at our education system, and the most important part is that people don't have jobs. And it is also a problem because the ANC only focuses on providing jobs, quote unquote. They don't want to talk anything about innovators. They don't say anything about innovators. They don't say anything about young creators. Those are the kind of leadership, this is the kind of leadership that the ANC has. I was listening to the interview of Colin Malachi, the ANC Youth League president, The guy said nothing about actually investing in young innovators, guys. Just imagine in 2023, where people are making technological advances, you have a president of a youth league who says nothing about that. They are just concerned about people finding jobs. They don't even realize that some of the young people out there in the country, they don't care about finding jobs. They don't care about finding jobs. I'm sure that right now there are people who have already produced cell phones. I'm sure right now there is someone who has already designed a car. But that's not how far they think. They just want you to get.
And gogos like me like sitting in the background to support them and to help them and to carry them and to lift them up so that they can climb much higher than we ever did. And so we are behind you all. And as I said, we are in spitting distance of the yellow party. And in this election, it may be blue versus yellow. That's what it is in this election. But let me tell you something. It won't be long. It won't be long before the choice is between blue and red. Blue and red will be the future choice of South Africa. I've lived long enough to see the death of two huge parties that once were all powerful in South Africa. One was the United Party. Now, many of you may never have heard of the United Party. It was once a very powerful government under Prime Minister Jan Smuts. Do you remember him from history? Well, I was alive then. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? Handy Kloki, I was here. And that almighty party that had the respect of the whole world, because they didn't organize properly internally, and because they did not know where their roots were, and because they could not default to principles, they unraveled and died while I was a journalist on the Rand Daily Mail writing about it. And then the National Party, it was almost like a one-party state, single-party domination. The DA's forerunner, the Progressive Party, had one public representative in the whole of South Africa. And I often wish Helen Suzman could just look down and see us now. I wish she could just look down and see us now. We had one public representative in the whole of South Africa at that point. In kyk hoe lyk ons nou. But believe me, no one would ever have said in their wildest dreams that within my lifetime the National Party would be gone. And it is. And let me make a prediction. Because the ANC doesn't know what it stands for anymore, because it can't revert to principles, because it hasn't got any, believe me, in my lifetime, I will see that party die too. But then the real battle begins between blue and red. And remember,
and guys, it is very important to understand that Helen Zille keeps emphasizing the fact that it is between blue and red. If there's one thing, if there's one credit that I have to give the DA, they knows where the danger is. They know where the danger is. The DA knows right now that the ANC is no longer relevant. Like, people are literally giving ANC maybe like the last 10 years or so. People are already planning their lives post the ANC. But with the popularity that Julius Malema has acquired with the EFF, like these past 5 years, the DA knows that the one party that is actually standing in front of them is the EFF. And I understand why the DA hates the EFF so much, because the DA has been fighting the ANC for such a long time. And the EFF just comes for 10 years, and before you even know it, they are creating problems for the DA. So I actually understand why the DA hates the EFF this much. Because they know that if the EFF was not in existence, like, South Africans would literally be voting for the DA. They know that Julius Malema came and gave people an alternative. And to them it was so unnecessary because they knew that as the DA, we are the alternative of the African National Congress. Everyone was expecting when the ANC dies, the DA is going to come in power. But now we have the EFF. It's another story. It's another story because the DA is like that's why guys, I'm saying I understand it. I understand it why the DA has identified the EFF as its number one enemy. It's like it's number one. But guys, just imagine you've been fighting someone for like what, 20 years, 30 years. You've been fighting this person for like so long, and just when you are about to finish up the job, someone comes. And now it's a three-way. You have to focus on this person and you have to focus on that person that you've been fighting for such a long time. I understand where the DA comes from. I honestly understand where the DA comes from. Like they've done, like when it comes to actually highlighting the incompetence of the ANC, the DA have done a lot of work. They've done a wonderful job actually of actually exposing the ANC to the people and actually telling the people about what the ANC has been doing. And they've done like that job for years. And now it was their time to come and actually claim the presidency. But the EFF came. The EFF came. The EFF came. You know that one person who moshes everything. That one person who, like when they come, everything gets messed up. The numbers are now imbalanced. It's like your cousin coming to you saying that, oh, come on, my guy, I got a bottle. I got a Hennessy bottle, but let's finish this up. And before you even get the glasses, one of your friends come. You see, the numbers are now imbalanced. Like that is the exact same thing that is happening right now. The DA, like the DA is so mad with the EFF because the EFF has actually disturbed their grand plan of becoming the number one party in South Africa. I understand. I fully understand them. And if you are a DA member, I suggest that you take all your energy and fight the EFF. The ANC is already dead, man. The ANC is no longer relevant. The ANC is already dead. Like the ANC, they have nothing. They provide no policy. They provide no direction. They provide nothing for South Africans. People are simply waiting for that slow death of the ANC. The ANC is already dead. Right now, the battle is between the DA and the EFF. That's where the real battle is. And Helen Zille is telling the truth. That's where the battle is between blue and red. The ANC is already dead, which means right now they are literally fighting to take over the ANC because the ANC is done. The ANC is done. The party that does better right now in 2024 between the DA and the EFF, it's almost guaranteed to be the next party that's going to rule South Africa going forward. So I understand why the DA, like they are so mad at the EFF. I fully understand them.
Remember the difference. Red is hate. Blue is reconciliation and love. Racism is red. Non-racialism is blue. Failed Marxist economics is red. Economic growth and a social market economy is blue.
Hi guys, but we have to be honest. You know, sometimes when I sit back, I always like, why did the DA put John Steenhuisen as the leader, man? I mean, Helen Zille only spoke once, man. After how long? After how long? But Helen Zille knows she knows how to shake the party up. That's why I'm like, why is John Steenhuisen the leader of the DA? It's clearly that many people don't like John Steenhuisen. I don't know why the DA keeps insisting with this John Steenhuisen guy. Because Helen Zille right here, the person that you are seeing right here on your screen, this person knows what she's talking about. She knows how to shake the DA up, man. You remember back then when it was election time, you could feel that the DA was here. When Helen Zille was still the leader of the party, you could feel it, that the DA was here. The ANC could feel that the DA is here. Even with Musimemane, I know a lot of people in the DA, they said that Musimemane was the worst and whatever. It's fine. But Musimemane was also charismatic. He knew how to shake the party up. Musimemane knew how to shake the DA supporters all across the country. He knew how to hold the ANC accountable. But right now, the DA, what do they have? Right now, the DA, they have a spoiled child who's always complaining. Who's always complaining? He's not John Steenhuisen is not even charismatic. He's not charismatic. I don't know why the DA keeps insisting with this guy. They are going to lose big with this guy. Because, guys, you have to understand that John Steenhuisen has to face Malema. John Steenhuisen has to face Malema. If DA has any chance of actually beating the EFF, they have to put Helen Zille on the front. If the DA really has a chance of cracking the EFF, they have to put Helen Zille on the front. And put John Steenhuisen there at the back, man. The guy doesn't know what he's doing. He keeps complaining. He keeps crying. He's not holding the ANC accountable. He's not doing nothing. Week in, week out, he's doing the videos, crying, complaining about something. John Steenhuisen is not there on the ground with the people, listening to what the people need and taking that. John Steenhuisen is not on the ground. He is not on the ground with the people. Helen Zille knew how to come to the ground. Helen Zille, that's what I'm saying. Helen Zille knew how to shake people up, man. I remember at one point, man, I really contemplated voting for the DA, man, because of Helen Zille. I almost voted for the DA, I remember at one time, because of Helen Zille, because I was like, damn, man, if there's one person who knows how to hold the ANC accountable and who knows how to shake people up and who has a charisma, who's already likable, I think the DA are forgetting something. Before you elect someone as your leader, man, you need to elect someone who is likable as a person. It's not really about the qualification. It's not really all about the qualification or how the person's. You need to elect someone who's likable. That's why even when Jacob Zuma was beating them, they couldn't believe it, because Jacob Zuma people liked him. They didn't care about the fact that Jacob Zuma barely went to school. They didn't care about the fact that Jacob Zuma was always saying wrong numbers there on the stage. They didn't care about that. They didn't care about the fact that when he reads, he's so slow. They didn't care about that. But the fact that Jacob Zuma was a likable person. He knew how to come to the ground. He knew how to shake the people up. The DA needs to focus on that, man. Get John Steenhuisen out the way and put Helen Zille there, man. This is the fight for the life. The DA right now is literally fighting for its existence. And you can't put John Steenhuisen in front when you are doing that. Right now, the DA is fighting for its existence, because right now, the people, like the EFF, people are talking about the EFF. People are talking about Julius Malema. People are talking about President Julius Malema. Can you believe that? Helen Zille, people are talking about President Julius Malema. Get John Steenhuisen out the way and take over, man. If the DA, the only chance the DA has of actually beating the EFF is by taking Helen Zille, put her on the front. Take John Steenhuisen and take him to the beach to go there and on a vacation with Natasha Mazone or something. But get John Steenhuisen get him out the way. The DA, you need to get John Steenhuisen out the way. The guy is not likable. The guy is not likable. People don't like him in general. You see, with Musimemane, people gave him the name Moruti Maimane because the guy was so charismatic. Musimemane, you could listen to him. You remember when Musimemane filled that stadium? I think it was Orlando Stadium, or I'm not sure. Last time, the last rally that Musimemane did with the DA, it was fully packed because Musimemane is so charismatic. ANC, I suffered. You remember those days, guys? The DA was fire back then, man. The DA was fire back then, and now they chose to go with John Steenhuisen. Well, John Steenhuisen is gonna bring the DA to its knees, guys. I'm telling you. Helen Zille, wake up. The DA, wake up, guys. John Steenhuisen is gonna. Guys.
State control is red. Freedom is blue. Breaking everything down and calling for the murder of people is red. Building up and bringing people together, the blue people, is blue. And if South Africa is to have any future at all, it is to be blue. All of you here, we look at as blue people.
And the DA, the one thing that they really need to work on, man, is actually, this narrative of DA is the white people's party. You guys really need to work on that narrative, man. Young people in the country right now, they don't like you because they believe that you are the white people's party. They believe that you bring nothing in this country. And there are people who actually believe that if the DA becomes the ruling party in South Africa, the apartheid is going to come back. Guys, those are the narratives that you need to fight the DA. Right now, I'm talking with the DA. I'm sorry, guys. Right now, I'm talking with the DA. Those are the narratives that the party really needs to work on. I said the same thing to Igor. Igor, he's a spokesperson for the DA in the Free State, I think. I did an interview with him, guys, so I'm also gonna drop interviews. I did an interview with him. He's a provincial spokesperson of the DA in the Free State. I also told him that you guys you really need to work on this narrative that the DA is a white people's party. You really need to work on that narrative. Young people are not going to vote for you. You really need to work on that narrative because that narrative is actually damaging the DA. That's what I told him. You will see, guys, on the interview. I'm going to upload the interviews, I think, starting from next week. I've shot a couple of interviews also on this platform. So we're going to do this reaction videos. We're going to do the interviews. We're going to do a lot of things, guys. I hope that you're going to stay with me. I hope that you guys are going to grow with me. And guys, please bear with me. It's only been 6 months, guys. You see. So the DA needs to work on that narrative. You guys really need to work on that narrative.
You may not look blue on the outside like I don't. I'm a pale shade of grey. But inside, your heart beats blue. And I often say, if you listen to your heart, all the blue people, you will hear. So blue people, mobilize. We need to go out and conquer because the future of our beloved country depends on you. Phambili DA! Phambili DA! God bless you all. Thank you.
Guys, I hope that the DA will listen to me because right now I'm giving them free game. It's a free game, guys. This is free game. Get John Steenhuisen out of the way because right now the DA is literally fighting for its existence. If the DA does bad in 2024, it's done with the DA because you can see that the Action SA is growing. You can see that Patriotic Alliance is growing. If the DA does bad in 2024, it's done. It's done. It's going to be swallowed by Patriotic Alliance with the Action SA. It's done. That's why I'm saying that the DA cannot afford to go into 2024 with the John Steenhuisen. The DA, you cannot afford to go into 2024 with the John Steenhuisen. Guys, please tell me what you think on the comment section, and please don't forget to hit that like button. And the most important part, guys, please subscribe. My name is Thomas Mabaso, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.